Hi everybody, today we are going to be doing a runner's mobility session and I'm here with Coach Pricilla.
Hello.
And for this mobility, it's about 30 minutes. You're gonna need two things. You're gonna first need a yoga block, which doesn't have to be a yoga block. You can use a book, but it's gotta be thick like this. And we're gonna use a ball. You can use a lacrosse ball or a hard baseball, but what we want to avoid is softball. So like any type of like squash ball or a tennis ball, that shit don't work because it's not hard enough and your muscles need tension and time. So block and a wonderful hard ball, mobility ball. All right, so the first thing that we're going to start off with is smashing into our quads. So if you're a runner, generally we are quad dominant and hip flexor dominant. So the first thing that I'm going to ask Pricilla to do is just actually get on your stomach. Good. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to flex her knee. We're going to put, there's several spots, but we're going to put it right in the middle, right here. So can you get into a plank position? More on your elbows. Good. Get on your toes here. Good. Abs tight. And what you're going to do is you're going to roll around for 2 minutes into the quad. Yes. Now, when we're doing this, there's several faults that can happen. First of all, if you are in a plank position, you might as well be in a plank position. So why waste this time? So one of the things that I can already see Pricilla doing is allowing her back to get into a shitty lumbar lordosis. So you might as well turn on your abs and get into a plank position because now you can hit two things at once. The other thing is your muscles always need tension. So the ball is creating tension to your trigger point, but you have to create max tension. So max tension looks like this, all the way like this. Keep on going. See, quarantine for Pricilla has been probably sitting down, doing a lot of computer work. She's been practicing and studying for her NASM. And so that means that she's studying a lot of books and a lot of anatomy, which means, like most students, they have a lot of hip flexor and quad dominant tightness. Runners have this because they're fucking runners, and also runners are just like every other athlete. They think that they can just skip over a lot of the mobility, and then they end up at the sports pod because their shit is fucked.
Me.
Yeah, keep on going. Keep on going. Yeah, 2 minutes is a fucking long ass time.
I'm starting to sweat.
Yeah, I told you needed to warm up today.
Oh, yep.
Keep on going. Keep on going. We have about 40 seconds left.
Woo.
Yeah, 2 minutes is a long ass time. People don't understand that.
Mm-mm.
No, 30 seconds left. Keep on going. Have you been keeping up on any Netflix lately?
Oh, yeah, watch. I finished All American.
All American? What's that about?
It's a cheesy ass CW show.
Oh,
I had
so
to.
bad. So
With everything that's
bad.
going on, I was like, okay, I need this shit in my life.
10 more seconds.
Woo.
Keep on going.
Yeah. That
Yeah.
was really good.
No one knows how bad their quads are until they do it for 2 minutes. Okay, switch on the other side. So let's put your head onto this side. Let's get into that right leg. So we first started on that left. Now we're going to the right.
Okay.
Okay, same thing. She's getting a good ab workout. And
Lost the ball.
losing the ball. And go. Good. Bend, knee, good. And so CW, you know what? I'm one of those people that just can't watch bad TV for the sake of bad TV.
You know, sometimes I have to. I was watching documentaries,
Yeah.
and I was like, okay, this is too serious. Sorry, too serious.
What documentary was too serious for you?
What was I watching? I don't know, some drug thing.
Some drug thing. Is that the new documentary, like how a bunch of like corrupt politicians got hooked on drugs, or?
Yeah, I think that was the one. I watched like 2 episodes, like, can't do it.
You know, I've been watching because people have suggested it to me, mainly my brother, and he said it was better than fucking Ozarks.
Oh, yeah.
It's Money Heist.
Oh, that's been popping up on my Netflix.
Yeah, it's like top 10 and like trending right now. But I have to say, it's pretty garbage.
Noted, don't watch that.
I mean, look, I get it why it would be kind of addicting to some people, but it follows the same template almost every single episode.
Yeah.
And like it gives you a little bit more information on how they do the money heist. I'm only on like episode 4. Also, I just like Narcos, like I actually love to listen to it in its like original format.
Yeah.
Because I just find that when you have it dubbed over, it's really annoying that the lips don't really sync with the actual words.
Ooh.
Keep on going, you have about 20 seconds.
Okay.
But also, I feel like the mannerisms and like the body language is just a little bit more better when you get the tone of the actual voice.
Yeah.
Even if it's in a different language, you can understand people's tones, you know?
Absolutely. Hey, fun fact, I'm Mexican and I don't know Spanish.
What? Why? That's crazy.
I know. My parents never taught me. My brother, it was his first language. And so he almost failed.
Relax. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to get into the gastroc. So we first got into the wonderful quads, and again, you might have trigger points all along, anywhere between your knees and your hips. You can go back and do this. You can press pause right now and continue to work into other parts of your quads. In a real situation where I had like an hour and a half, I would actually do 2 sets of this. So the next thing we're going to do, she's going to get into an L sit. So feet this way. We're going to start with our right leg first. Okay, she's gonna create max dorsiflexion. She's gonna go over with the left leg. So left leg over to the right leg. Again, you have 2 gastrocs. We're gonna focus on areas where they really suck. She's gonna point her fingers this way, good, and we're gonna come up. Yep, good. Yeah, this is the worst. Keep on going.
If I don't
So you might find it hard to like balance on it. That's just because she's just kind of moving way too much. You want to just stay in like one specific spot and just continue to smash into that one spot. If you go over to like way too far into another spot, you're just creating basically like rubbing your calf, like you're basically doing fucking nothing. You want to focus on the trigger point that you feel like is the worst. That's why, I mean, I generally don't like foam rolling as a good mobility tool. I just think that like, what are you fucking doing? It's just soft, right? Like you might as well just lay in your bed. But you can use foam rolling in the sense of like scanning parts of your body to see where your trigger points are. So oftentimes I'll have athletes just kind of foam roll their entire body, just be like, okay, be cognizant and be intentional about what the fuck you're doing, and then figure out, oh, okay, this area of my calf is really fucked up. This is where I should tell my therapist that it's like kind of jacked up, or I should continue to work into these calves.
Don't look at my ugly face.
So your brother almost failed Spanish.
Yeah, kindergarten, first grade.
Wow.
Because he couldn't speak English very well.
Yeah.
And so parents were like, nope, they ain't doing that with you.
Yeah.
Cool.
Wait, so your brother knows Spanish? No, your brother doesn't know Spanish.
Well, then he started just talking English, so he knows more than I do.
Yeah.
But it's because I've had to learn. But yep.
I would say if you watch Narcos completely, you would start to understand it.
Yeah, I pick up on some things because my grandma,
Yeah.
she doesn't speak any English.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, okay.
Yeah, it's that weird, unintentional kind of like border that you have with your grandparents, especially generational, especially if you're an immigrant. On the other side, please. So butt this way, feet this way. Now we're gonna go into our left calf. We'll do the same thing.
That feels nice now.
Yeah. Get right into it.
I've been running a lot more, so this is...
Yeah. So yeah, I think that that's like the immigrant story, which is like it skips a generation where your grandma speaks perfect Spanish, which is like my grandma spoke only Cantonese, and I can speak Cantonese, but not as well as she can.
Yeah.
I could totally understand what the fuck she was saying, but like speaking Cantonese back to her, she would be like, "What the fuck are you saying?" And so it's just like that. I've always been envious of families that were able to like have the same language and like be able to just like talk to their grandparents on like a regular basis.
Same.
Because like when you skip a generation and there's that language barrier, it's kind of shitty. But I do know Cantonese. Fun fact, I also know French. I'm very fluent in French because I went to a French immersion school. And so when I go to Spanish, Latin-speaking countries, like I've been to Colombia and Mexico City, and I spend like a considerable amount of time there, like a week or 2 weeks, I can basically pick up Spanish and get like...
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Dr. Wu knows all.
And so when I watch Narcos a lot, I can be like, I'm like almost like semi-fluent. And in Narcos, I can tell like it's a lot of like street words. You know what I mean? Like a lot of slang.
Yeah.
I just like calling everybody cabrones. Hey, cabron!
Because that's a fun word to say.
Yeah, cabron is a and
Bad
puta.
word.
Puta!
Very bad words, y'all. Don't go around calling your neighbor.
Cabron.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, those are the first, it's funny, it's like, those are the first things that I pick up, especially like when I'm watching Narcos, is like, I can hear cabron all the time. All day, every day. And 3, 2, 1. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're gonna get into our plantar fascia. Now, for the sake of the video, and for the sake of like just being in shots, we're gonna go into a kneel position, but oftentimes we actually do this in a position of standing. So we're gonna use your left foot first, and actually, can you turn around, face the camera, and sit down for me? And just put your foot in front of the legs. And up, like this, up, like all the way up. So when we are smashing into our foot, there's several spots that are going to be the trigger points. One spot is oftentimes people will say that their plantar fascia or plantar fasciitis is painful like around the heel cup. So this is the heel. And sometimes they'll have pain through here, but oftentimes they'll have pain like right in the anterior portion of their calcaneus. So this is an area where you want to be smashing. The other area of note to smash is right under your big toe knuckle, so like right through here. So this spot and this spot are two areas that you probably really want to smash into. A common misconception is just to smash not unintentionally, just right in the middle of the fucking plantar or the foot, because again, there's not really a lot of muscle, it's just a lot of tendon here, but the muscle, there's muscle here, and then there's a little bit muscle here. So these are the two areas that you really want to smash into. So let's get back into that position. We're gonna do the right foot first, or left foot first, and what you're gonna do is you're just gonna get into this position, and we're gonna get closer to that heel area, and she's gonna point her toes up like this, and we're going to smash like that. So she's just gonna, I don't care what happens in this area, so she can lean forward. The goal is to create dorsiflexion. Dorsiflexion is bringing her toes up to our tibia like this as much as we can, so that we create as much tension in the foot as we can. And so oftentimes what happens is that you want to bring your toes down and point your toes like a gymnast or a ballerina, but that's not what we want to do. We want to bring our toes up and our foot up and create less of an angle at our ankle. Keep on going, smash. Keep on smashing. Yeah, so what were we talking about? Oh, cabrones.
Yes, my people's language.
I think it's a shame that most Americans don't know a second language. It's weird.
No,
because
the rest of the world speaks like 17.
Yeah. So like in Canada, our second main language is French, and actually, it's the third language is not. I don't want to lack for a better word, like Pakistani or Hindu.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, they've actually made that official in Canada.
What?
Yeah, because there's actually a big population of like Southeast Asians in Canada, and you can actually get, maybe it's Punjabi, but you can watch hockey in Canada on a certain channel in full Punjabi.
I've never been to Canada.
Yeah, you should totally go. It's
My friend just actually moved to Calgary.
Yeah.
A couple weeks ago.
Have you watched the new Drake music video?
I have not.
It's amazing because there's a bunch of shots of Toronto in it, and it makes me homesick.
He was my top artist.
Yeah.
For
1%.
my tenure on Spotify and last year's.
Wow.
I listened to him a lot. I didn't know. I was like, oh, okay.
So Drake has been getting a lot of blowback on his new music video because he's wearing his like mask or whatever, and then basically the music video is him like basically doing Hotline Bling dance through.
He
does a lot of this, like he does a lot of like head shake, like this.
He's on beat.
Yeah, he is kind of on beat. But anyways, he's like panning through his entire mansion, and like Torontonians are like, what an asshole, we're all suffering and none of us are working, you're just gonna show us your fucking crazy ass mansion house? His house is fucking crazy. Of course it would be crazy.
Make all that money.
Yeah, but like, see, my thing is like, I don't understand why. I just don't understand why people are butthurt about it, because like, he's a rapper. That's what rappers do. They like are flashy and they show that shit off.
Yep.
Like, what did you expect Drake to do? Like, come on.
Being Hotline Bling again?
Yeah, on the other side. Turn around, face this way. Yeah. Good. Keep your heel down. Yeah, good.
I promise I'll get this.
Get it eventually at some point in time.
There we go.
Yes. Keep on going. Good. Yeah. Point your toe up like this. Good. Good. And then just focus on this. Now, some people have small feet, like Pricilla has small feet. You can use a golf ball. A golf ball will be like more specific to the area. So for some of you who have small feet, definitely use a golf ball, because the golf ball will be more pinpoint. Even if you want to torture yourself a little bit more, a golf ball will fucking hurt way worse.
I have one of those at home.
You could also just, if you're sadistic, just use a Lego.
Oh my god! Yeah, right, really?
The first mobility device of all parents.
Seriously. Oh my god, my brother used to leave those shits everywhere. And I'm like, pick up your shit. Good.
So, also, like, if you have big feet, you can use like this ball. So like a lacrosse ball is something that we generally use. This ball is just like a fancy lacrosse ball with some ridges. But a lacrosse ball works just as fine. And you can get them on Amazon for like $5.
I don't know about now.
Yeah.
Everything's sold out.
Yeah, that's true. Everything is sold out on fucking Amazon.
I didn't realize we'd be here this long.
Yeah, no one thought that we'd be fucking
I was
quarantined.
like, 1 week. I'm like, we'll be back.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Right?
Oh my gosh. It's affected a lot of people.
I know, this is like the worst. I would just love to go to a restaurant again.
Me? I just want to go sit at a coffee shop.
Yeah.
And like, do my work, get out. And then
Those were the good days.
just like the little things that I miss. It doesn't even have to be big.
Right? 10 more seconds, and then we'll be finished this. So that this will conclude like our wonderful smash area session or portion of the mobility. But honestly, like you should be spending more time on this. So after each, like your quad or your gastroc or your foot, like you can pause it and just continue to do it and then go on to the next thing. We're just doing this because of brevity, but really you should be taking your fucking time when you're smashing, because that is the only thing that will really open up the tissue. And relax. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to use our right leg and we're going to do ankle cars. Now, you might have seen us do this in other videos. Ankle cars are basically movements or circular movements in both directions. So we're going to go into a clockwise direction on our right foot. So we're going to do a sit down. You're going to take your right arm, hook it under your knee, get your left arm, hold on to your forearm, and then hold on to your tibia. Now you're gonna go straight, and what we're going to do is think that we have a pencil at the end of our big toe, and we're going to slowly get into end range of motion in our ankle. Good. And we're going to do 10 of them. That's 2.
Pops.
3. Like you're trying to create the biggest circle. 4. Good. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. Good. And the other way. 1.
I've never broken anything.
2. Ever? 3.
Yeah.
Knock on wood.
I sprained my ankle, and whenever I came to freaking y'all fix that.
5.
But that's the only thing.
6.
That was brutal. I would have broken
7. 8. 9. 10. Okay, we're gonna do it on the other side. Hook your left arm under your knee. Hold your right forearm, right hand onto your tibia. We're gonna start clockwise again. So this way, and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. All right. We're gonna do it one more time on the other side. Same thing. I'm gonna go clockwise first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Other way.
Yeah.
Counterclock or clockwise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. And relax. So the next position that we're going to go into is basically dorsiflexion with a little bit of flexion in your toes. So what's going to happen is we're going to first start in all fours. So come a little bit closer this way just to look good. Now what we're going to do is we're going to tuck our toes under. Yep, like this. Now oftentimes what happens is when we get into this position, our heels are going to want to go like this, but then we don't stretch out one of our most important muscles, which is our big toe. So what I want you to think about is trying to keep your heels in when we sit into this position. Now, there's a couple of ways to progress this position, the prayer position, and we're going to do this for 2 minutes. One way is she can always lean a little bit more forward with a block like this, which decreases some of the tension into her foot. But the other way you could do this is also sit up and just sit onto the block like this, which creates a little bit more less pain, but it's probably painful for her. She's also been running a lot and she hasn't been doing her mobility. So this is, I don't feel bad for her. I don't feel bad for her at all. And then if you really want to take it to the fucking next level, you would lean back and you would continue to get like a lot more yes. So think about keeping those heels in. Think about leaning back more, putting more pressure into it. If you feel like this is an issue or this is very hard for you to do, right? Then you probably have feet issues, or you have ankle issues, or you have toe issues, and this is something where you should probably pay more attention to. This is just, these SP moves, you know, they're just as much a discovery of your own body as they are, fixing your body. Like you should know, like, yeah, this is like an easy position for me to be in. I can do this all day long. But I also practice this all day long. I'm one of the lucky ones where my job requires me to actually have mobility because I'm having to teach this like 1,000 times a day. I mean, not these days, but when I was in my prime and we were all working.
Couple more weeks.
Remember like actual like work days? Those were the best.
Structured, schedule.
Structural, routine. Those were the bomb.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. R.I.P.
2 more weeks. Hopefully May.
Yes, hopefully we're good to go on May 1st. That would be amazing. Oh, man. I would be so happy. Ooh. Another good position to be in is just a deep squat position like this. This would be great.
Love that position.
Yes. So we're coming up in 20 seconds. We're gonna have to get out of this prayer position. As just to give yourself a break, we're gonna go into the next position and then we'll go right back into the prayer position. So we're gonna kind of superset the next two. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now get up.
Who knew that was weakness right there?
Yeah. Now what we're going to do is get into modified couch stretch position. So she's going to get into a 90-90, so in a lunge position. Good. Now we always want to, this trail leg, you can always put like a pillow down there. It doesn't matter. It's not about your knee. Your knee might hurt into the position. What matters is creating the most amount of tension. So we're going to use this block again to put our ankle up on there. And what we want to do, a common misconception or a common mistake is to use your low back and get into it like this. But that's some bullshit. You want to actually turn on your abs and then move your hips forward like this. Abs tight. Good. And we're going to hold that for 2 minutes. Okay. So, what's your favorite Drake song?
Oh, no, not Hot Thing. The one with Rihanna.
Oh, Work. Is it Work? Work.
No, he's not in that one.
Yes, he is.
Is he?
Yes. He makes a feature in that. Remember? They're in that bar.
Yeah, that's a good one. I don't know, I like them all. Can't pinpoint right now.
Now, you have to pick one.
In My Feelings, I really like too.
Really? Yeah. That's it's such a cliche song to like. I don't know if you like, do you like the earlier albums?
I like
the.
No, there's like in between. Like I don't like the really early ones, but I like the middle ones.
Really, I love the.
Like the Scorpion was good.
I like my two. Scorpion was really good. My two probably favorite albums because like I'm a diehard Drake fan, and I also remember these are like golden years for me.
Yeah.
Where if you're reading this, it's too late.
Oh yeah. I actually have a T-shirt of that.
Yeah. Views is also a very great, with the CN Tower and the cover, album cover.
Yep, that was good.
Those are two really good albums.
He actually showed his baby the other day.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Golden locks.
Damn.
I know. I was like, oh.
It's such a secret.
That's good though.
Yeah, it's true. He's like the biggest rap star on earth. He needs some something to himself.
Yeah.
I get it. And totes get it.
Totes? Are you private?
I tend to, so like, Dr. Hogan will always show like his like nieces and nephews on his Instagram, and I never do.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, and I think it's just like, you might see like maybe a glimpse of like some parts of my personal life. Actually, my personal life is fairly just like tamped down. Like I don't ever really show it.
Yeah.
Mostly because I just think that like we all need something for ourselves on the other side. Oh. And I'm not saying like, it's like whatever, it's your choice to do that. It's not, I don't judge you for doing it. For me, it's like a personal, like, I think that like we share so much.
So much.
I know. I think we just like as a society we overshare. So you know, and then nothing becomes yours anymore. You know what I mean? It's just like public space.
Here lately, since like we have been in this Corona, like Monday through Friday, I'm like, okay,
this
is what I'm doing. But then I shut it off. Friday through Sunday, I'm like, nope.
Yeah.
Need some boundaries.
Yeah, it's just for me. It's like sometimes you just need things for yourself, and like also, I mean, the kids, my nieces and nephews. I mean, they really have no choice in like, you know what I mean? Like they, at some point they might get old and they'd be like, why did you do that? Like, that's bullshit. You never really asked me.
Yeah.
And so I think like, of course, like I share that stuff with my family on like WhatsApp, but outside of that, it's never really in a public arena or space.
I love that.
Yeah. I think also like, I don't know, again, like I said, I think people need to keep more to themselves.
I agree. After like this whole thing, I'm like, okay, maybe we all just like get off of all social media and like actually go back into the 90s where you like call people.
Yeah.
Like, hey, meet up.
Yeah. Yeah, you didn't have to make that public. Like, not all of us needed to see that in your Instagram story. That you all had a conversation. Like, that's great that you guys had a conversation, but I don't need to fucking know that shit.
No.
Yeah. One thing that I like can't stand is like baby reveals. Like I really can't stand.
I loved your post the other day. Like the percentage has gone down on baby reveals.
Baby reveals are the fucking worst. And now let's go back to prayer position. Yes.
I mean, yes.
God, I forgot that.
But no.
Didn't.
Yeah. I get in. Sit back.
Yeah, my stance on fucking baby reveals is like, how fucking egotistical are you to think that we all care about what the fuck the gender of your baby is? Like, who the fuck cares? Why do we care? Why does it have to be such an elaborate like?
Because we've got to celebrate everything.
Oh my god, we are over celebrating and oversharing.
I completely
like,
agree on that.
If I really wanted to know what the fuck your gender of your baby was, I'll fucking ask you. Don't shove it down my throat.
It's gone crazy, and then 1-year-old birthday parties are the craziest things now.
Yes.
It's like more for the just have a little party. Like I had a cake. I don't even know what I had. Maybe a cake in my high chair.
I miss the reserved America where like
pizza party. What's wrong with the pizza party?
Yeah, there ain't nothing wrong. And also like, again, the 1-year-old birthday parties, they're not for the actual kid. If you think that that's actually the case, you're fucking joking yourself. Because that kid is not going to fucking. They don't remember shit about that first birthday party. Honestly, we might get into a fucking world like 20 years from now where your kid is gonna be like, why did you spend this much money and time on this fucking 1-year-old
birthday party? Like, say everyone I'm 16 and I can actually remember.
Remember like America's Most Funniest Videos when it was like VHS videos and like the hilarious bloopers on 1-year-old parties? But in those videos back in those days, it was usually just like a camcorder and just like one person there and like the baby just like hammering into the fucking cake and just like all over the place.
That's how my nephew's was. Let's be different for my nephew's birthday party.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be fucking extravagant or fucking crazy like in like Palm Springs or in Vegas next to a pool or something.
The first birthday I really remember was my 5th birthday. We had it at Chuck E. Cheese's.
Ooh, Chuck E. Cheese.
I was scarred, y'all. the big ass rat scared me to death. Like scared me
That's
Shit,
hilarious.
I cried.
I went to one of my nephews or nieces was at a Chuck E. Cheese birthday party and they were like 8.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, this is like a breeding ground for viruses. That is honestly, COVID probably came from a Chuck E. Cheese.
Oh my God, what's gonna happen to all those places? You can't go.
I mean, they're gonna have to light off a Lysol bomb for every party.
Well, yeah, because kids would piss in like the
Yeah.
balls and.
Oh, it's disgusting. Everything in Chuck E. Cheese is disgusting. Like, it's just sticky and like everything has like a light grime of like fucking dirt and fucking COVID. It's disgusting. I never want to go back to Chuck E. Cheese.
No, their pizza's good.
Is it though?
I like their pizza.
The
It's
pizza
been
is
a while,
also, again, probably a breeding ground of bacteria.
Probably.
It's
Some
like,
frozen thing that they stick
yeah, they most likely it's definitely not fresh. It's probably very
no.
gross.
What's your favorite? Do you like pizza? Pizza's like
Yeah.
absolute favorite.
I mean, I still have a lot of like different pizza places that I like to go to. I mean, because we both live in the hood, I like to eat at Greenville Pizza.
Yes, nice
The
little.
bomb.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's like local.
I like that they serve it by a slice.
Yes.
That's like one thing. Salat is my favorite.
Yeah. Salats?
Salat.
Okay, so people are like diehard Salat fans. Not
So
not
good.
that. I don't
Why?
think it's that great.
Why?
Um,
What do you think?
I think that like the crust's a little soggy. It's like kind of bland to me.
Okay.
And also I think like people just hyped it up so much, and I'm like,
I've been eating there since it like got the hype. I was like,
oh, you're
the
like an
sriracha.
OG.
Oh yeah, OG. I've been living that hood for like 5-6
And
years.
up, we're gonna go back into a couch stretch.
Ooh.
Yeah. Right leg first, good. Go forward, like that, excellent. Hold, abs tight, hips forward, good. And then I would say Mimi's Pizza. Mimi's Pizza.
I've never eaten there before.
So good.
Yeah?
Yes.
I love that pizza.
Oh, and Serious Pizza. Can't like,
Oh yeah.
but that's like the best at like 2
It's so good.
a.m.
Oh yeah, it's that greasy ass pizza.
Greasy
You're
ass
like,
pizza.
"Oh,
And they give you those
why?"
like huge ass slices like basically a personal pizza.
Stone Deck was down there too and they closed down.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
You like Stone Deck? I thought it was like, eh. Yeah, I think you're just, like Stone Deck is where you go when you're like impatient and you don't want to stand in that fucking
Yeah.
serious pizza line.
Maybe that's what it was.
Yeah, I 100%.
Grant, yes, it was. 100%.
100% it was.
Grimaldi?
Grimaldi's is okay. Again, it's like fancy for the sake of being fancy, but yo guys, like we fucking eating pizza, like
It's true.
it doesn't gotta be fancy.
I know, I'll hit up that Domino's, don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
Thin crust all day.
Yeah. Domino's ain't that bad.
It's not.
You know, I would say the cauliflower crust technology has gone to next level because some cauliflower crust is actually really good.
The one at Alamo Draft House, good.
Yeah, not that bad.
No.
I have to
I'm
admit.
impressed.
Remember when we could go to movie theaters?
I would kill for some movie theater popcorn.
Yes, but you know what? You could probably go to a drive-in. Are drive-ins open? Because like you're
Ooh.
basically isolated into your own
Someone
car.
get back to us.
Yeah, somebody comment on the comment page and tell us if we can go to drive-ins. Because there's a drive-in like south of here. It's like a 40-minute fucking
Isn't it like
drive.
Coyote something?
Yeah, it's like fucking so far.
I would make that drive.
But it was awesome. I watched Ready Player One at that drive-in.
Mhm.
Ready Player One was a bomb-ass movie.
The one and only time I went to a drive-in, I saw It Too.
Ooh.
It was the fucking worst.
Was
Number
It Too?
2 was terrible.
Was it? I heard it was long.
It was long and awful.
Ugh.
I was very disappointed because the first one was so well.
I mean, the first
remake,
one's a remake.
but the remake was good.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard It Too was bad. I never generally watch any sequel of any movie
Yeah,
because generally it's gonna be shit.
fucking terrible. It
Yeah.
was fucking terrible.
I can only name like a handful of sequels that are actually good. Like Terminator 2 is way better.
Mhm.
Wayne's World 2 is pretty good.
Yeah.
Ace Ventura 2.
Nature Call was good. Oh my god, all that slapstick
Yeah.
comedy. They don't make it like they used
But
to.
Anchorman 2 was terrible.
Fucking terrible.
So
They waited
bad.
way too long
Yeah.
to do it.
See, you have to do it consecutively, like
Right, back to
Destination, back to back, and relax.
I do. Oh.
And then the other side.
No. Okay. Trying to figure this shit out. Got it.
We're also way over our.
We were way over.
I thought it 30 minutes. We were talking about this. Keep on going. We were talking about like, yeah, we should be around 30 minutes. I'm like, fucking blasted over it. So I will fix the thumbnail to be like 30-minute mobility session for runners. Psych, 45. JK, look, everybody knows this. Anything that is good and is quality requires time. So you have to spend time into this. Also, this is again, this is just my personal thing, but I honestly think that people don't spend enough. I mean, I think they spend time into stupid shit, and they spend money into stupid shit. But then when it comes to their own healthcare, they're just like, and anything about now should tell you, like, should make you realize that we should all be spending more time and money into our own healthcare and like eating well, exercising well. Like, it's funny is like people balk at like spending money on like personal training or like gym memberships or even coming in and getting shit fixed here at the Sports Pod.
But then we'll go spend like $300
right.
at dinner.
Yeah, they'll spend $300 at dinner, or I know people love their dog, and shit, I know you love your dog, but they won't blink an eye about spending like $1,000 on their dog, but like their fucking knee is all fucked up and they can barely walk and they can barely fucking walk their goddamn dog. Like, what is the point? What is the point? People, like, I honestly feel like we should do a hard reset and like reevaluate our lives in this time of like, really,
that's what we're doing now.
Yeah. Are they though? I don't feel like people are actually like sitting down and reevaluating.
They're
just
sitting down.
They're sitting down, but are they really reevaluating things in their life? I highly doubt it. I mean, that's just my. I think that they're just getting distracted. I think we're living a world of distraction.
Oh, absolutely. All the Netflix, the Hulu, the Instagram, the TikToks.
Oh, the TikToks.
I'm guilty of the TikToks.
I mean, look, I'll go down the TikTok. I'll only limit myself 30 minutes a day of TikTok. But even that, like 30 minutes a day, think about that, times 7 is, I don't know how many hours that is. Well, okay, times set 6, that would be 3 hours, right?
That's a lot of time.
So that's 3.5 hours a week spending on TikTok. That's insane.
Or
and
more.
Relax.
Whew.
Honestly, I should be rowing for 3.5 hours. Okay, the last thing that we're going to do is pails and rails, straddle and hip flexion. So what I want you to do is sit down right here, and we're going to get into straddle, so open up your feet, yeah, like that. Okay, so scoot back just a little bit. Okay, we're gonna use this right here, like that. And what we're going to do is just 2 sets of 10 repetitions. She's gonna keep her hands on either side of her knee. Nope, on this side of the knee, good. You're gonna do your chest up. Good, now I will allow you to point your toes like this. And what we're going to do is we're gonna lift off of this block 10 times without bending our low back. So here we go, pull up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and relax.
It's my bad hip.
Honestly, that should not be that hard. On the other side, okay, hands on your side. We're gonna do it again. Honestly, when I do this with my gymnast, it's slower. 1, 2, 3.
You didn't give me a countdown.
4, 5, point your toe. 6, chest up. 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Okay, we're gonna do it on the other side one more time.
No, I'm sweating.
Yeah. Mobility with Dr. Wu is no fucking joke. Okay, point your toe, good, and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Those last 2 are questionable.
Chest up, good, and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and relax. Finished. That was 45 minutes, not 30 minutes, of runner's mobility. Honestly, it could go on to like being an hour to an hour and 10. Spend the time really doing the quality work into smashing and also just those deep positions. You can use this right after your run if you have the time, or you could be doing this in between your runs, because unless you're like a very novice or senior advanced runner, you should be having rest days in between. I mean, even avid runners, you should have rest days in between, and this is a good rest day program to be doing. So that concludes our mobility program. If you have any questions, you can always DM us on our Instagram at The Sports Pod, or find more information at www.thesportspod.co. I'm Dr. Wu. This is Coach Pricilla. You can reach Coach Pricilla at
Scylla Bobilla on Instagram. I'm also a coach at Evolve, which is downtown, Rise Nation, which is Versa Climber class, and Social Mechanics, that's right off Lower Greenville. So,
yeah, so many
all
places.
Over. Wear a lot of hats.
Yeah, lots of hats. And move free, humans.